What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 57 of the Stand Up Guys podcast. I'm your host, the incomparable Zach Jones, and I'm joined, as always, by this week, the Fritz Robinson to my Francis Robinson, Lester Jones. Francis.
I was ever going to change my name. It'd be Francis.
Isn't on Stripes the Psycho? His name is, he's like Cooler Francis or whatever. He's like Psycho. Something like that.
Who's the psycho in Stripes? They're all psychos.
Well, but that guy he wants to be called Psycho, right?
He was like the drill sergeant, that guy?
No, he's just some guy on the platoon that's like crazy.
Oh.
I know Francis from Deadpool. He was the bad guy.
Oh, right, he spells out Francis.
Oh, and we're back to the classic first intro.
All right.
We got with us the Ninth Wonder, Chocolate Thunder, eating that poon, never stopping too soon, the clit licking, never quitting, having fun, making pussies run, the phenomenal one, A.J. Singh.
I think you can tell by looking at me that those things are all true. You didn't even need to say it, but, you know.
All right. What have you guys been doing this week? What have you been watching?
I got my DoorDash bonus. I've been driving, man. I got that $900 bonus, so that felt good.
That's nice, man. I'm thinking, like, if you're on a bunch of those apps and you were just cashing in on, like, the bonuses, like, just pick and choose whichever one's good at the time.
Yeah.
Is it so many deliveries you got to make in a week? Or?
Like,
No, in 2 months.
You refer has to do a certain number of deliveries in that time.
Yeah. In this case, it was 290 deliveries in 60 days. And really, it's 5 deliveries a day, more or less. And we took a lot of days off, had family visit here and there. So at the end, we had to like really push it, and like we were doing like 20 a day, and we got it done like a week ahead of time still. So
Can you only get the bonus one time?
no, you can get it like you can keep referring people and keep getting the bonus.
But per referral, you can only get...
Yeah, you can only get
okay.
it one time. Yeah.
Oh, I see. You have time to watch anything?
Not really. Yeah, not really.
What about you? You been watching anything?
I watched White Lotus on HBO, which there's one great scene in the very last episode. I won't ruin it past that, but on the whole, kind of average.
Okay.
On the whole.
In the hole. I did watch Marvel's What If, the first 2 episodes anyway.
What's that on?
On Disney Plus.
And it's like, what if
Like, what if things were different and
What
this
if-
happened instead?
Thor was sunlighted with herpes or something?
Well, in the first one, it was, Captain America's love interest, the English lady.
Oh, right.
Peggy Carter?
Peggy Carter, yeah.
With the boobs.
Yeah. She becomes Captain Britain, and I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to that episode. I didn't really care.
A ringing endorsement?
But I watched the second episode with Black Panther, and he was Star-Lord, and Michael Rooker returned as Yondu. They had a lot of the same characters actually return, and it was okay. It's very like silly, like cartoon. You don't really think of it as part of the MCU,
Right.
so it was okay for what it was. But I mean, like it's kind of like absurd.
I think Yondu could have a spin-off.
Yeah, he could have his own. Well, he spoiler alert.
Well, it'd have to be like back.
A prequel.
Yeah, it'd have to be before.
Yeah.
Or a alternate universe.
Yeah,
Got
true.
plenty
What
of
if?
those.
Yeah.
How many times has Superman died?
Was Yondu, I can't remember, was he in Captain Marvel at all? Because that was a prequel.
I don't remember him being in Captain Marvel. No.
Okay. I couldn't remember. I think they got that black guy that was like in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he was
Specific.
Yeah.
Well,
You're talking about
the guy from
Token Black?
the very beginning.
Oh, okay,
the
the
first
robotic
Guardians.
kind, like
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't say anything. I don't even remember.
Yeah, he was in the episode of What If.
He's got a name I can't pronounce, anyways.
Oh.
He was really good in Blood Diamonds. Like.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy was.
Oh yeah, it's like Damon Hanzu or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name either, but yeah, he's a good actor. I like him.
I watched a couple different things this week. So first, I finished up Batwoman, And like it's fine. It's so silly because like I thought they were shaping up to at least have what's her name, Ruby Rose, like do maybe like one episode at the end, but they like found this way to basically bring her character back a little bit, but have a different actress play her. By basically, in this universe, apparently you can have like a Mission Impossible face, just like made out of another person's face, and that's basically how they did it. It's really silly. And then, so I finished that up. I did watch on HBO Max. There was one of those like movies that would have been in theaters, but it's also on it's that Hugh Jackman movie. I believe it's called Reminiscence.
Oh, that's where they explore his memories.
Yeah, so basically the setting of the movie is, I don't think they give a precise year, but it's a little bit in the future. And it's like global warming has caused like basically the ocean levels to rise, and so like a large chunk of Miami is like underwater, but people are still living there, and basically they just like, it's kind of like has this cool like Vienna look where everybody takes like boats.
They're trying to take inner tubes back to Cuba.
But yeah, so Hugh Jackman operates this place where he has this machine, and like other people have this technology too, but basically he has people lay down in this machine, and yeah, he can see their memories, kind of guide them back to their memories or whatever. So he can see them, but also they experience them as though they're like happening again. So like a lot of people just pay him money to basically relive like happy memories, basically. But then other people use them for they use them for various things. So like towards the beginning of the movie, like his love interest, I believe the actress's name is Rebecca Ferguson, I think. Anyway, she plays like kind of this femme fatale character, and she like comes in and she says she just wants to use the machine to figure out where she left her keys because she's missing her keys. So they like go through the whole thing. Anyway, he ends up falling in love with her, and then like a couple months down the road, like after they're dating and stuff, she just like mysteriously disappears. And he's convinced there's some sort of foul play. He's like, she wouldn't just go away without saying something. And so on the side, like he also worked for like the court system. Like every once in a while they'll have a suspect that they have him like do the memory thing on so that they can find clues and shit like that,
Okay.
And so as he's doing that with like one of the criminals, like she ends up in that vision. And so like he kind of finds out that maybe she's not the woman that he thought she was. And so the rest of the movie is like him.
So he's not very good at reading their thoughts. Is that
Well, he'd never.
he just looked for the keys?
Yeah,
In and out.
he'd never had any reason to really suspect her of anything,
Oh, okay.
And so the rest of the movie is kind of him, using the memory machine both on himself and other people, and he kind of pieces together, what happened with her. And like, I didn't really love the movie. I think the concept was really cool. The setting's kind of cool. But for me, the script just didn't gel in the end. Like, it didn't quite come together. And like, I also think there's a bit where it maybe foreshadows a little too much in places. And you can kind of figure out things that are going to happen. So yeah, I don't necessarily recommend it. I would maybe give it like a 6.3 out of 10,
The old 6.3.
So
I've gotten that a few times.
It's one of those movies too where like I'm like it was almost there. Like there was some things I did like. I think if maybe the script was worked on just a little bit more, maybe it could have been something.
Yeah, pretty high concept, which, like, if you hit the concept, that's like your first big step, but there's still a lot
Yeah,
more.
definitely a cool concept and kind of a cool setting, but yeah, it just didn't come together for me. And then finally, I think, AJ, you mentioned like seeing Titans on HBO, and the or whatever, thought it looked cool. So I was like, yeah, I just finished Batwoman. So I'm like, might as well try Titans. And I finished season 1 just last night. And I gotta say, I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would, because like much like Doom Patrol, since it is an HBO Max original, like they are allowed to be a little more mature, so it doesn't have like the campy feeling of the CW shows, which I like a lot of those CW shows. It's a little more serious. So yeah, I'm digging it quite a bit actually. I'll definitely watch more of that.
I'll definitely look into it myself then.
I watched one episode, but haven't gotten too far in it.
It does seem like out of all the properties they could go more serious with rather than more campy with, like those characters seems like a weird choice. Like, I mean, they just call it Titans, even though it's based on Teen Titans, and like it's like I think most of the characters are meant to be probably in their like early 20s, even though like the Raven character and Beast Boy, they're like teenagers, but yeah, it's working. I definitely am enjoying it so far. All right. Well, I think we got all the preamble out of the way. Should we get on with the show? So what we do here, if you never listen, is we kind of go around. Everybody can bring whatever topic of conversation they want to the table. A lot of times we try to find kind of weirder news stories, but sometimes you just got to go with what's available. And as tradition dictates, we usually start with AJ. So AJ, what do you got for us this week?
All right, man who sexually assaulted Tickle Me Elmo wants charges dropped. A Michigan man who sexually assaulted a Tickle Me Elmo doll during a home inspection wants his charges dropped. Kevin Van Leuven, 59, was charged earlier this month with an indecent act with the stuffed doll, has requested that a judge ignore his verbal and written confessions to police, which came after cops were called to a home in suburban Detroit in March, reported the Smoking Gun. He claims he was improperly questioned while in police custody. On March 12th, Van Leuven was conducting a home inspection for a potential buyer. 2 days later, the homeowner, Jada Dodson, checked out her home security cameras remotely to see how the inspection was going, and was horrified to see him allegedly remove Elmo from her son's bedroom and do the dirty with the doll. Van Leuven allegedly unzipped his pants and began masturbating in our son's closet with Tickle Me Elmo. Dodson testified at a recent court hearing, according to the website. Dodson called 911. Police arrived at her home, and the responding officer, Deputy Patrick Jens, recalled she believed that a home inspector was pleasing himself with a doll, I believe, stated the court transcript. Jens questioned Van Leuven after showing him the home surveillance footage, and Van Leuven admitted to placing his penis in Elmo's mouth, in the doll's mouth. Jens added that Van Leuven apologized and ashamed of his actions. The deputy testified that the evidence was seized from the home, saying in court, "We collected Elmo and took Elmo in." Van Leuven has been charged with aggravated indecent exposure and malicious destruction of personal property. I mean, he didn't destroy it, though. I kind of did, I guess. He spent more than 5 weeks in jail for the misdemeanors before posting bond. Dodson and her family have relocated to Springfield, Missouri, presumably without Elmo. Van Leuven's hearing is to suppress is scheduled for August 17th.
To be fair, it was a French Tickle Me Elmo.
I mean, this is just revenge for all the stuff Elmo did to people. Just get him back.
I mean, this is definitely weird, but like, 5 weeks in jail? Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Well, he's waiting for trial.
It seems like this might be a little extreme.
I mean, look, if it was my kid, I'd be freaked out too, because like it's so like adjacent to the child, you know, it's so weird. Like,
yeah, you should definitely have something on your record that like people are gonna see.
What are you in for?
Yeah, he spent 5 weeks before posting bond, so I mean, I guess 5 weeks is enough to learn your lesson, but he didn't. He's saying he wants to get this wiped from his record.
I'm sure he does.
Shouldn't have talked to the police, buddy.
It's so easy to like go home and jack off.
He's like, Elmo was laughing. He was into it.
You know how hard it is to get a Tickle Me Elmo?
It's a weird fetish.
Yeah, man. All right, that's my topic.
I mean, months ago you told us the story of a guy that got caught in like a Target like fucking stuffed animals.
Yeah,
So like it apparently like is a thing for some people.
Yeah.
I mean, there are furries, so I guess it kind of makes sense that there'd be people into it, but
But these are like miniature animals, you know. Like at least with a furry, it's a person in a costume. But like a tiny animal, that's so weird, you know. It feels-
Psychologically, I don't know how you get over the furry, because I'd only be thinking that like fucking, you know, Trump is like inside it or something, and like you don't know who you're fucking. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, I think. Well, that's the whole point, though. Like, just pretend it's the animal, which is weirder.
the animal is basically just like a moving glory hole.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't. I never get past it. You don't know what the fuck's there.
Although
Same
you know,
with the glory holes. Like, how do people do glory holes?
Like, I'd be so intrigued by like what's on the other side of this. Like, I have to see what's on the other side of this.
you know it's a guy on the other
A trucker who's just sucking dick.
I mean, if you're that dedicated to sucking dick, you're probably pretty good at it, though. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you just suck random dick.
Did you ever hear like Ron White tell that story about like when he was younger, like
yeah, I
he used to always go to like this like one street that had prostitutes on it, and he said he'd always like buy like blowjobs, and they were like really cheap, so he like always went there. And then like years and years later, he found out that that place was like notoriously famous for like transvestite hookers. So he's like, I for sure had like a bunch of guys suck my dick.
Oh, shaky.
Never trust a good deal.
Although, you know, with the whole furry thing, like it might help my chances if I'm like an adorable like puppy dog instead of myself. I might have to go down this route.
How about I get you both costumes? You go to the same party, and then it's Russian roulette. You won't know who's who.
You got to sign up to be the catcher. Like, you kind of got to.
All right, moving on.
Oh yeah, manifesto round one.
A sinkhole in Pennsylvania swallows a Hardee's.
Man, some of those can get fucking huge.
Yeah, showing what I always suspected. Pennsylvania has no taste.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Scientists in China are eagerly awaiting what comes out the other side. But yeah, nothing else on that one.
Hardee's.
I feel like Hardee's is one of those restaurants you don't see very often.
Well, what's it called on the East Coast? It's Hardee's, right? Or is it something else? And on the West Coast, it's Hardee's.
I believe
There's two
like
different
maybe
names.
Carl's Jr. and Hardee's are like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
I think they're at least owned by the same people. Whether they might be the exact same thing with different names, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So that was it. Your whole topic was just that
it was
joke.
like
you
10
thought.
seconds. In and out. Done.
No change there.
That's how I roll.
All right. Well, I got a longer article for us to talk about. This is 10 amazing and gross human body part records. All right. Let's see here. Number 1, the longest nose, 3.46 inches. The longest nose in the world on a living person at least belongs to Mehmet Ozirik from Turkey. I believe that was perfect pronunciation. His enormous sniffer measures in at 3.46 inches or 8.8 centimeters for you metrically aligned. Fun fact, according to some studies, men with longer noses also have longer penises. Wonder if Mr. Ozirik also holds the size record for another body part. Number 2, the longest penis, 18.9 inches.
Damn.
Unfortunately, if Mr. Ozirik does possess the world's biggest penis as well, he hasn't gone public with it. That honor belongs to another man. Unsurprisingly, there are tons of guys all over the world claiming that their manhood is the biggest of them all. But the biggest we could find belonged to 58-year-old Mexican Roberto Esquivel Cabrera. Cabrera's penis is a mind-blowing 18.9 inches long. However, most of that is foreskin, so his claim to fame is a bit dubious. The proportionally biggest penis in the world belongs to American Jonah Falcon. I've heard that name before, Jonah Falcon. His little dude measures in at 13.5 inches. So wait, if his is bigger, that one guy's foreskin
is most of his penis.
Like I think I've heard of the foreskin guy before, and basically he used like weights or something, but I guess like he didn't use it like on the whole penis. Like he hooked it to his foreskin or something, and so he's just got this big, long, droopy foreskin.
I don't know. I never missed my foreskin until I knew it could put on that many inches.
like you can't. How do you even push like this loose foreskin? Like in? That's like serious pushing rope.
Maybe it's not loose. Maybe it's over the years all like hardened up or something.
It's even more petrified foreskin.
The women are like, "Ugh, that feels good."
You just pound it with a hammer until it turns into scar tissue.
It's like a piece of wood. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, apparently a doctor said like if he just had a circumcision, he could be like a normal person.
Oh God.
Oh, next, the largest natural breasts, 65 pounds each. When it comes to lady size records, one woman reigns supreme. The biggest unenhanced breasts in the world belong to Annie Hawkins Turner from Atlanta, Georgia. Each of her gigantic boobs weighs 65 pounds. Her bra size is a ridiculous 102 triple Z. Hawkins Turner has made the most of her ginormous chest, too. She's made quite a living as a fetish model, and she might as well. You're not going to find anything bigger. Man, I gotta say, like, anytime I've seen a woman online with, like, huge, like, just disgustingly large boobs like that, like, it's not appealing. Like, to me, it looks fucking gross.
Yeah,
it's hard to imagine. That's like the size of my kids.
Yeah.
And like, how does she just not have like terrible back problems? You know,
probably, man. Looking those things, but apparently, some women have like I want to say it's a genetic disorder where like they just never stop growing.
I got to meet one of those women.
Well, we found a fan.
I mean, not too big though. That's too big.
That's.
It's like this big. You can motorboat your whole body.
You just get lost in there.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I bet she has like, you know, like potato chips and stuff caught in there.
Yeah, the sweat underneath.
Oh God. Yeah, can you imagine how much sweat's trapped underneath
like,
those
lift them up
things?
and clean them all the time.
Like a Shar-Pei puppy.
You need to you need to get a hose to get in there.
And what about when she does get really old and they droop even more?
Should be tripping over those things.
I mean, 65 pounds are probably already like knee.
Yeah. I remember one time in high school I saw, like, I don't know if she actually, like, went to school regularly or what, but I saw this girl struggling to get down the hall, and she had the biggest boobs I'd ever seen. She was, like, overweight, though, but, I mean, just huge. I was like, man, that's just a burden. She was just like, oh.
Yeah. That's when people get, like, the breast reductions.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I actually think more women probably should get those. I don't know. I heard once, and like, I don't know if it's true, because like, you know, so many women in the States get breast enhancement. I heard that in like other countries, like it's much more common for women to get breast reductions than like increase in size. Like, I think France or something, I heard that. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I could see that in Israel, because Jewish women have like big old boobs, don't they?
I don't know, do they?
That's like the stereotype, yeah.
Oh.
I've heard a lot of stereotypes. I never heard that one.
I didn't either, but now you know. Next, the longest female legs, 53 inches. But you're looking for legs that go all the way up and beyond. You have to turn to Texan Macy Curran. The 18-year-old has the longest legs out of any woman on it says the plant, I think it means the planet, measuring at 53 inches. Curran's legs make up 60% of her 6 foot 10 inch height. When her record legs were officially recognized, Curran said that she wants to become the world's tallest model to inspire other women to embrace their bodies.
I'm inspired to be really tall.
Yeah.
With long legs.
10'10" is really tall, but I'm almost surprised there's like no women like that are like over 7 foot.
I've heard of 7-foot models, like women.
The tallest living person, 8 feet, 2.8 inches. As tall as Kieran might be, she's dwarfed by the tallest living person on Earth, and that person is Sultan Kosin from Turkey. Oh, another person from Turkey. Kosin height measures an incredible 8 feet, 2.8 inches. Unfortunately, his enormous height is a result of several medical conditions caused by a tumor in his pituitary gland, which forces him to use crutches to walk. Yeah, most giants have that. Kosin's not the tallest person to ever live, though. That honor goes to American Robert Wadlow, who at the time of his death in 1940 was 8 feet and 11 inches tall. Holy shit. So he was almost 9 feet tall. God damn. The largest feet, 1 foot, 3.96 inches. You'd imagine that the world's tallest man would also have the world's largest feet. He's almost there. Kosin has the second biggest feet in the world. But despite his height, he can't quite reach the top. The world's largest feet belong to Venezuelan Jason Orlando Rodriguez Hernandez. His right foot is 1 foot and 3.96 inches long, while his left foot is a smidgen shorter at 1 foot and 3.93 inches. Life with such huge feet isn't easy, though. If Hernandez wants to wear shoes, he has to get them custom made in Germany. The shortest living person, 24.7 inches. On the other end of the scale, though, we have Jyoti Amgi from India.
Oh yeah, she was an American Horror Story.
Yeah, I've seen her next to the tall model who I was talking about. Yeah.
At only 24.7 inches, she's the world's shortest living mobile person. Amgi's life hasn't been easy, but at least getting the official recognition from Guinness in 2011 brought her some satisfaction. Getting this record has made me feel better about myself. I feel popular, special, and important, she said at the time. Since receiving her record certificate, Amgi has found success as an actress starring in movies and the hit TV show American Horror Story. There's a silver lining to everything, we suppose. The longest toenails. Man, these people that grow out their toenails and fingernails, all gross. I don't understand.
They're not cleaning their butts properly.
Longest toenails, 87 inches combined. But we did promise you some gross records as well, so let's get to it. The world's largest confirmed toenails ever belong to American Louise Hollis. All put together, her toenails measure in a total of 87 inches individually. Each nail is approximately 6 inches long. The record was set in 1991, and Hollis has held the record since. We couldn't confirm whether she still has her nails, but she still holds the official Guinness record. Maybe no one else has bothered trying to live with with ridiculously long toenails. The most fingers and toes, 28. You usually take the fact that we have 10 fingers and 10 toes for granted, but Mr. Devendra Suthar from Himadnagar, India.
Are you having a stroke?
I should have had him read this one. How would you say that?
Himatnagar.
Challenges that assumption. Suthar has 14 fingers and toes, bringing his total number of wigglers to 28. His extra appendages are the result of a condition called polydactyl. Perhaps surprisingly, Suthar works as a carpenter. According to him, his superfluous fingers don't get in the way of his work, though he does have to be more careful than most when cutting wood.
Wouldn't it be nice if those fingers were actually useful?
Yeah, they must just be like sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah. I'd be like, man, he might be the superior human if he has like 7 on each hand. Like, yeah.
I mean, if he does cut a few off, I guess he's okay.
Yeah.
He's got extras. The longest eyelashes, 4.88 inches.
Damn.
It's annoying enough to get one eyelash in your eye, but you're lucky it's not one of these. The longest eyelashes in the world are attached to Chinese Yu Jianxia. Although her eyelashes are unnaturally long in general, the longest of them grows from her left upper eyelid and measures at 4.88 inches. Yu says that her eyelashes don't cause any mentionable discomfort. She attributes their abnormal growth to living at one with nature.
No, she has a genetic thing.
Yeah, it's just genetics. I mean, it's nature, but you know.
If you guys had to suffer through either having 4 extra fingers and toes on each hand that are useless, or having those like 5-inch long eyelashes, what would you choose?
Eyelashes.
Eyelashes are pretty easy. Snip, snip.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you couldn't though? You have to put up with them being that long.
I guess I'd be fabulous.
Yeah, I just have eyelashes.
All right, that was the 10 amazing facts. Do you guys like if you had the option to trade your penis for like that Jonah Falcon biggest one in the world, would you do it? Because I have to imagine like
I mean, I
he
don't
probably
want like
has
a foot-long foreskin.
Oh, you don't want that one? You don't want all that extra foreskin? What if you get hungry and you need
What about
something to eat?
the second one? Is that like a normal penis?
I think it's normal,
Just give me the
but I think
13
that guy
and a half.
has done interviews where he says like it's so big that like he does have problems like being with women.
Yeah.
Because like most women don't want a penis that big. I don't think.
I'd settle for like 8 or 9 inches. That's good.
A rational human.
I think most guys would would settle for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what AJ's got for his second story of the week.
All right, I'm kind of torn, but you know, I'm going to go with this one. Let's see. Belgian woman wants to marry chimpanzee in zoo. He loves me. A Belgian woman's heart is going ape over a chimpanzee at an Antwerp zoo that she wants to marry. Now, 80 Timmermans is telling Belgian TV channel ATV she wants to make it permanent with her simian soulmate. But the blushing would-be bride has been banned from the zoo because, well, officials say their relationship is unhealthy for the animal's socialization with other chimps. I love that animal and he loves me, Timmermans told reporters. For more than 4 years, the primate princess has been visiting the chimp, whose name is Cheetah, on a weekly basis.
Wasn't that the chimp in like a Bond film or something?
No.
I don't know. I'm not sure where
Chiquita Banana.
I'm getting my bad information from.
There was a Clyde in Any Which Way But Loose.
Thanks.
It is, as she proclaims, a real relationship, and the pair are not monkeying around in affairs of the heart. Timmermans claims the couple blow kisses and wave at each other. Because of the enclosure, the pair are now taking it slow. But jealousy runs amok on the planet of the apes, and zookeepers say that because of the romance, the animal is being shunned by his fellow chimps. When Cheetah is constantly surrounded by visitors, the other animals ignore him and don't consider him part of the group. Curator Sarah Lafont told ATV, adding that Cheetah spends 15 hours outside of human visiting times completely alone because of his banishment. She added that an animal that is too focused on people is less respected by its peers. We want Cheetah to be a chimpanzee as much as possible. But Timmermans sobbed that the chimp is all she has and is devastated by her own banishment. She said, "I haven't got anything else. Why do they want to take that away?" Charla Nash may have the answer. Her face was torn off, and she was nearly killed by her friend Sandra Harold's pet chimp Travis in 2009. Harold and Travis would often while away the days drinking white wine and hammering Xanax. I mean, don't give a ape or a monkey Xanax and wine, and you'll probably be better off.
I mean, you only live once. I say let this woman fuck the chimp.
Let him do it. Plus, let's see if she can have a kid with the chimpanzee. I know it's not technically possible, but who knows? Let's see.
Wonderful world. Cheetah was in the Tarzan movies. I'm just looking it up.
Okay. Was Cheetah also a monkey?
Yeah, chimp.
Oh, okay. Yeah, chimps are smart. I mean, she didn't drop down that far the food chain.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a male chimp, so.
They say of all the animals that it can escape in a zoo, like the cheetah is like the chimps are one of the most feared. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know why this comes to mind, but I remember hearing about a guy who snapped off a lobster's like rubber bands,
Oh.
and then it like went around and killed all the other lobsters in the tank.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
I
lobsters.
didn't know they were like territorial.
They're little MFers, messed up.
It's like, now we got to cook all these lobsters.
Yeah.
Great. Now we got to eat all these lobsters.
I mean, they might as well just let this woman like pretend that she's marrying the chimp, I think.
So like the chimp's already been made an outcast.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the damage is done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like the damage is done. Let this woman pretend she's married to the chimp and she can come see him every day, and who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, just don't let her take it home or anything. Faceless woman. Like domestic violence, I guess, is what that would be.
I mean, I believe there have been stories like women in other countries that are like, oh, I married my cat or I married my snake or all this weird shit. It's like, whatever floats your boat, man.
Yeah, as long as you're not harming an animal, it's fine.
Or there was a guy that married a sex doll or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That guy had a few stories. Like, he keeps popping up.
Yeah, we haven't had an update on him in a while.
I think he's just like, you know, he wants like something new and fresh for publicity now and then.
I remember there was a story that the sex doll broke and he had to bring it to a repair shop. I didn't hear if they were happily reunited.
Maybe he lent it to that guy with the biggest Johnson.
You ruined it.
Why is there foreskin stuck in this thing?
What do you even do when you like a piss? Because then like your foreskin's all full of piss.
Yeah, you gotta like squeeze it out.
You gotta get like one of those big long Q-tips, like, ream all the way back up there.
He's just got it all crusted with what do they call it, smegma or whatever.
Like, then how's a girl ever gonna like get with him? Because like you gotta move back all that foreskin, and then eventually you might be able to pull back on a penis.
I mean, I think at that point you just gotta shove the foreskin in.
Yeah,
It's just like
a big mushy.
just keep wedging it in until you're like, you know, in there.
What do you guys think of the whole controversy surrounding like circumcision? Because like basically they say it is based, you know, on, it's not based on science. It's based on like religious tradition that.
Yeah, in retrospect, it seems unnecessary.
Yeah, like I don't have a circumcision, and like for me it's like more sensitive down there, and I can feel more things, and like you don't have to worry about like lotion and stuff like that. So it's like pretty convenient in that sense, and like, you know, you definitely feel sensation a lot more, I think, than you would without it.
We did, however, have a cousin that was not circumcised, and he got like an infection and had to get one in his adult life.
Oh,
And apparently that was pretty fucking awful.
well, you got to clean it. You got to be, you got to be thorough.
Yeah, I think mom and dad, that guy, and I think they knew another kid that maybe had to get it done when he was like a teenager or something.
Ugh.
You know, similar thing, like got infected or whatever and had to be taken out. So it's like, I hear those stories and I'm like, well, maybe I lucked out that it was done. But it is like, you know, it's one of those things where you're like, it's probably there for a reason.
Yeah.
And it is, we're not basing this on science, you know, getting rid of it. It is based on like weird, like religious traditions. So, you know, maybe it is a bad idea that people are doing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Manifesto round 2. Will this be more than just a joke?
No, this is actually pretty short anyway. But like I only pulled this up because it was kind of news to me that I didn't realize like our borders are closed with Canada and Mexico.
Oh.
Like I thought it was like normal immigration, whatever. But I didn't know they were
Is it
like
because of
actually
COVID or
closed.
something?
Yeah, I guess they're closed at least through next month.
Well, I read a headline that like Canada like opened their border to us, but we didn't do the same or something.
So
like
you
that.
can go but not come back.
Maybe. But
I smell a shitty movie plot numbers.
on my relatives' like Facebook, all you see them post is about how we should be closing, you know, the Mexican border because of COVID or whatever. And so it sounds like you're saying they already did.
Yeah, well, I mean, even like Kamala Harris was down there, is like, don't come here or something. So, yeah, I mean, they're definitely not encouraging it. But I'm sure they haven't stopped it either, so.
Yeah, it's weird to me that, like, conservatives would be like, don't let them come into this country because of COVID, and then at the same time be like, COVID's not real.
Also, that's what we believe every day of the week.
Yeah,
Anyway.
just don't let them into this country.
All right. Any final thoughts on that?
I don't know. It's just it caught me strange. I didn't know like Canadians couldn't cross the border.
Yeah, that's surprising. It's going to be even harder to get those mushrooms now.
Is that where the shrooms are coming from? Is Canada?
Yeah,
Apparently, you can find them in the woods here.
You can?
I mean,
I thought
I've
it
heard
grew
people
under
tell me
like
that.
cow patties or something. You have to have like.
Well, I think they have some kind of predilection to growing in shit,
Okay.
but I don't know all the details.
Yeah, I don't want to like go flipping over cow patties to find mushrooms.
All right. Are you guys ready for your trivia contest of
Yeah,
the
let's do
week?
some trivia. Let's break it
Let's
up.
do it.
Now, do you guys? I'm going to give you a choice. Do you guys want to do geography trivia or movie trivia?
I'm either way. Geography sounds good too.
Movie?
All right, movie.
You want to do one of each, or
Let's start with movies and see how badly it goes. Because I'm sure geography is not going to go any better. Hopefully these aren't all John Wick trivia.
okay? Try not to look this way. Okay. All right. Get my fancy pen working here. All right. What is the name of the courtesan played by Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge?
Oh, these aren't multiple choice.
Nope.
The courtesan, right? Isn't that how it's pronounced?
Probably. I've never seen that movie.
Lady Red.
I don't know.
Satin. Or maybe Satine. It does have an E on the end. I'm not sure. That's a tough question. Watch, these will just be all really hard. In what 1950 drama does Betty Davis say, "Fasten your seatbelts, it's going to be a bumpy night"? Man, these might be all hard questions. I don't know.
It's a show or a movie?
It's a movie.
Like Clue or something.
I don't know. No idea.
This is a movie I've heard of, but I would have never got it. All About Eve.
Nope.
The theme from The Third Man, also called the Harry Lime theme, was performed on what instrument? Now, I've actually seen this classic film, but I wouldn't have gotten this.
Violin.
Guitar.
Good guesses, but it was the zither.
Oh, I never would have gotten that.
What the? You did not vet these questions.
I didn't. These is the first time I'm reading them. Man, these are going really old movies for some reason. Marlon Brando could have been a contender in what iconic 1954?
Raging Bull.
Godfather?
You guys, now, those are bad guesses.
Taxi?
On the waterfront.
It wasn't Raging Bull. Damn.
Wasn't that De Niro?
I don't know. Taxi was De Niro. Was Raging Bull something?
Raging Bull was De Niro.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was also maybe a 70s or 80s movie. What famous LA landmark is heavily featured in Rebel Without a Cause?
Man, I saw that not super long ago.
What landmark?
What famous LA landmark is heavily featured in Rebel Without a Cause?
The Hollywood sign?
The Rodeo Drive.
It's the Griffith Observatory,
Jesus Christ.
also featured in The Rocketeer.
So far, these questions suck.
These are hard. These are hard. Well, we got the geography ones as a backup. Who played Martin Luther King Jr. in the 2014 biopic Selma? This one's newer.
Some English actor. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was David Aiello. Oh, God. I don't think... Who directed Boris Karloff in the classic Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein? Should I just give you the answer?
Self-directed.
James Whale. I would have... They're so hard.
Oh, man.
What infamous 1980 box office bomb ruined the career of the Deer Hunter director Michael Cimino? I have heard of this one.
I'm guessing I will recognize it when I hear it.
1980s box office bomb. What is it?
Heaven's Gate.
Yep, not even close.
Yeah.
What words are written on the knuckles of Reverend Harry Powell, Robert Mitchum in The Night of the Hunter?
Love, hate? I don't know.
That is actually correct. Love and hate.
We snuck one in. Good luck beating that.
1 whole point.
What Hollywood movie star plays himself in Zombieland?
Oh, Bill Murray.
Ooh. Tie game.
Damn.
In Risky Business, what song did Tom Cruise famously lip sync in his underwear?
Oh, old time rock and roll.
That is correct.
Should have got that one.
Who is the only actor to receive an Oscar nomination for acting in the Lord of the Rings movies?
Viggo Mortensen.
I mean, if it... Ian McKellen?
Ian McKellen is correct. Who took over the role of Bruce Wayne's love interest Rachel Dawes in The Dark Knight following Katie Holmes' exit after Batman Begins?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
No, it's a vowel name, isn't it? It's like an A or an E.
It's Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Is Maggie Gyllenhaal? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What song plays over the opening credits of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Come and get your love.
That's correct.
You giving him the point?
These are getting easier now, at least.
Yeah, we're getting a little newer.
Uh-oh. This one goes back in time again.
Oh, no.
For which 1964 musical blockbuster did Julie Andrews win the Academy Award for
Sound of
Best
Music.
Sound of Music.
Mary Poppins?
Oh.
I would have guessed Sound of Music as well. I would have been wrong.
That's the obvious one.
What is the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time? Or at least when this list was made.
Titanic?
Highest grossing R-rated movie. Silence of the Lambs.
Joker.
Oh.
What 1994 crime film revitalized John Travolta's career?
Pulp Fiction.
That sounded like
that was
this
close.
That was so close. Who voiced the sultry Jessica Rabbit in Who's Afraid of Roger Rabbit?
Oh, damn it. I know. What's her name?
Michelle
From
Pfeiffer.
Romancing the Stone. What the fuck's her name? Damn it. Damn it. It's not coming to me.
You're tapping out?
Yeah.
Kathleen Tennant.
Fuck.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that was half a point.
Which movie was incorrectly announced as the winner of Best Picture at the 2017 Academy Awards during the greatest...
La La Land.
I was gonna say I knew it was Ryan Gosling. I probably would have got it in a second. Yeah.
Okay, final movie question for today. Which 1948 Alfred Hitchcock movie starred James Stewart and was shot to look like one continuous take?
One take?
Psycho?
The only one I can think of is like what with the back window one
Rear Window?
or rear window.
Good guesses, but the answer is Rope, which is a movie I've heard of but never seen. Oh, somebody left their phone on during a podcast. The Cardinals in. So, 5-2, AJ wins the
Man.
movie contest.
After I got that first point, I got a little cocky.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
I
it's
thought
over.
you had it.
It's over right here.
Yeah.
I got one. There's not going to be any more points given.
Man, I was getting worried because it was like 9 questions in before somebody got one. I was like, this could be...
That was rough. We don't know our ancient movie trivia.
I mean, I've watched some classics, but I don't think I would have got any of those ones either. That was friggin' tough, man. All right. AJ, do you got another story for us?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Got a couple of options here, and you know what? We'll go with this one. Man dies after using epoxy resin as do-it-yourself protection instead of condom. An Indian drug user suffered cataclysmic organ failure and died after skipping the use of a condom in favor of a high-powered epoxy resin while having sex. Cops in India say 25-year-old Salman Mirza was stricken in mid-carnal caper with an ex-girlfriend, and his condition deteriorated. They used the adhesive to avoid pregnancy, a local investigator told the Times of India of the rueful rubber incident.
So I'm guessing this is like anaphylactic shock or something.
I don't know how. I mean, I still don't get how rubber I don't know. The tragedy occurred June 22nd at a hotel in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Mirza and his unnamed ex were captured on CCTV entering the Hot Sheet Hotel in the Juhapura neighborhood of Ahmedabad. Several witnesses said that Mirza, along with his former fiancée, both of whom were addicted to drugs, had gone to a hotel in Juhapura. The cops told the Times. They applied an epoxy adhesive on his private parts as they were not carrying any protection. The adhesive sealed off Mirza's penis. In addition, the twosome mixed the epoxy with some sort of whitener and inhaled the mixture for a kick. Oh. At the time of the hormone-charged hijinks, cops say the duo were wasted. Mirza was found in some shrubs by a pal the next day. He later died due to multiple organ failure. His relatives reportedly filed a complaint with the local police requesting an inquiry into his death. The viscera samples of the deceased have been sent for forensic examination. We are waiting for the full report to arrive.
This is weird to me because, like, I mean, if it was at his house and he's like, oh, I don't have any condoms, but I have this shit laying around, I'll try to make some out. But they were at a hotel, so...
Yeah,
like, why does he just randomly have this epoxy shit on him at a hotel?
Yeah,
were they huffing it to get high? I
mean, that's what it sounded like.
Well, it sounded like they used it to get high, but yeah, maybe that was already their plan, and then they just went with it to
like we already have all this resin here.
Yeah,
I'll just do up my pee hole.
Like how dirty was this woman that he was like, I'll take
I don't want to have kids with this one. His ex-fiance, after all. I mean,
also, what do you think is going to happen is, like, if you got this all over your like this hard cap or whatever, and then like you busting up, but it's not going to come out.
Yeah, it'll just be worse.
That's the thing, like, or like the thing is like, even if it worked, like, you're gonna have to pull this shit off your dick,
right? At some point,
like, wouldn't that just make you say, "Nah, I don't think so"?
Yeah, out of your dick. It had to come out of your dick.
Maybe they got a good high out of it.
Yeah, maybe that's it. They got so high that they were like, "All right, this is gold.
This is a good idea."
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I mean, it's clearly not the inhaling that killed him, though, because, like, she was alive. She was found the next day. So it was
What?
up the penis that killed him.
Well, I was wondering if maybe he had like allergic reaction to it or something, or maybe he like actually ingested some or something crazy.
They're looking into it. They're trying to find some like strange cause of death.
I mean, I imagine it to a degree would have like seeped in his pores.
yeah,
But she probably would have got some in herself if they were actually having sex with it on his dick.
that's true. Yeah, maybe they waited for it to like dry off and harden or something.
Who knows?
Yeah, there's too many mysteries in here, and I'd really like to break this one down.
There's too much confusion.
Yeah,
AJ, dick detective.
no.
And dick
The
texture.
resin couldn't have gone up his dick. He was shooting outwards during sex.
I actually would love to see an episode of CSI
Yeah, that would be amazing, actually. They should make a show like this.
where they cracked his.
This clearly indicates arterial bleeding.
You know, there is like a documentary show, like it's 2 seasons so far I've seen, where
Technically, 12 inches of it was foreskin.
where they do like these like ridiculous high school crimes, and they like look back and figure out how it was done. They have like the funniest actors doing it, but they take it so seriously. It's funny. I'll look into what show that was. Yeah, it's worth watching.
Dictator. That could be
Dictator.
actually his name.
Could be the dick of dicks.
Yeah. Private
Somebody give me
One-Eye.
dick stack.
Private Brown
One-eyed
Eye.
dick.
Yeah, one-eyed monster. Yeah.
If it was a CSI episode, I do want to see what Grissom's like little pun would be at the beginning of the show. All right. Do we even your computer's closed? Do we even have a manifesto
I'm
around
done.
here?
I did a quiz, a bad quiz. I did the Hardee's thing.
Well, we got a little bit of time left. Should we just do the geography quiz?
Oh
Yeah, let's do it.
gosh,
See if you can redeem yourself.
I doubt it.
Let's see where is it? Okay.
You remember that Carmen San Diego game?
Oh god,
So shit at that.
I hated that show. It was so hard.
Well, there was actually like a software game.
Right.
Oh.
It was a video game first, and then they made that game show, which we watched all the time when we were kids. And then they even had a cartoon series of it.
Yeah, they milked that one.
I kind of, until you said that, though, I forgot about that show, though. And it had, like, that black lady, right?
Yeah. That was like the kids' game show one version.
Yeah, the game show version.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Oh, yeah, they had a game show of it. And it, like you said, it was like, I don't remember, like, now the questions probably wouldn't be that bad, but maybe they would be. I don't know. All right, so let's see here. What is Earth's largest continent?
Asia.
Asia is correct.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been sure.
Area 51 is located in which state?
New Mexico.
Arizona?
Nevada.
Oh,
Jesus. I was like, he missed it. You're going to get it for sure.
Actually, I was thinking, I would have thought Roswell, New Mexico.
yeah.
What country touches the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Sea, and the Bay of Bengal?
India?
Yep.
I had the inside information on that.
That probably would have been my first guess.
Well, you should have made that.
Yeah, too slow.
The ancient Phoenician city of Constantine is located in what modern-day Arab country?
Turkey?
Yeah.
Algeria.
Oh.
Which country borders 14 nations and crosses 8 time zones?
Say it again.
What country borders 14 nations and crosses 8 time zones?
Russia?
Russia is correct. Havana is the capital of what country?
Cuba.
Yes. What country has the most natural lakes?
I'd be tempted to go with one of the biggest ones. I'm going to go with North America.
Country, not continent.
Country. Russia again.
Go with America.
Good guesses, but it's actually the neighbors to the north, Canada. Riyadh is the capital of what Middle Eastern country?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting that one.
I only knew that one because that is where they do the wrestling shows when they're over there.
That's like the Slumdog Millionaire of stupid trivia.
What Central American country has a name which translates to English as the Savior?
Salvador? El Salvador?
Yeah. That would have been my guess as well. In what country would you find Lake Bled?
England?
Scotland.
This is a really hard one. Slovenia. Oh, and that was all of them.
That's it?
So AJ wins 4-2 on that one.
Man, he's destroying me in all of these. Have I won any of the trivias?
And you weren't even drinking.
I'm like universally bad at trivia.
Well, supposedly you won the 90s cartoon one, but there were no answers. So I think the jury's out on that one.
Yeah, I was doing pretty good on that one. We know where my expertise lies now.
Well, we made it over an hour, which is generally about the time we like to make these episodes. So this is the time of the show where I say anyone who made it this far, thank you very much. If you liked what you heard here, or even if you didn't, and you're feeling generous, please follow us, give us likes, subscribe, positive reviews on your podcast feeds of choice.
If you think I should drink more or less, let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
Less. Why not? If you're not getting enough of us here, and you can't be, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Guys, where can people find you on Twitter?
I am at a name for this too, and that's number 2.
At unsolicited SUG.
And you can find me at Zach Jones Live. That's ZachJonesLive. And that is going to do it for all of our shenanigans and poppycock this week. Please, please, please tune in again next week. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.